Hello, everybody, and welcome to my journal. This is Lily Lasova, and this is Zeus. Zeus is saying, hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today is November 8th. So thank you so much for being here, everyone. Let's get this show on the road. So, Caesar, what should we talk about? Huh? What should we talk about today? So I kind of wanted to talk about, I got lately with my journals, a lot of people are kind of questioning like, how is this shamanism work? And what it is, Lily, that you talk of, what kind of shamanism are you talking about? And so I wanted to kind of clarify a little bit today what true shamanism really is and what makes a true shaman. So what makes a true shaman and how that path can open up to you. And so what we're looking for is for that dynamic quality of a shaman within ourselves, okay? And so this is what I'm going to talk about today. Anyway, so what I'm drinking wine today, you guys. Hey, it's Friday. Wine. Hi, everybody. Hi, Data. Hi, Amy. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. So wine, California wine today. Love my California wine. Thanks. Thanks. Oh, great. Angela, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, you guys. Well, so I'm going to have a little bit of wine and I'm going to talk about the dynamic quality that makes a shaman. Because I lately got a lot of questions about that, you guys. Like, what are you talking about, Lily? And so what my things are all about is there is a lot of teachings about what is shaman. Oh, okay. People calling themselves shamans left and right. Right? But what does really make a shaman, you guys? And so this is what I want to talk about is it's the calling from within. It's your spirit own calling. And if you hear, you answer that door. And then once you allow that super conscious to align to your conscious mind, this is when you completely trust your inner God, basically. And so then that's the quality, that's that dynamic quality, that power that each shaman holds. And it's their unique to their own self because it's the most unique and the most individual relationship that you will ever have. And the most important that you will ever have in this incarnation is your own relationship with your own spirit. That is the creation of it all, the source of it all. Oh, hi. Oh, great. That's wonderful data. From Cyrus. Cyrus? I guess, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know how you pronounce that. But welcome and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. So here's to that. Here's to you guys over there. Data. So, all right. Oh, wine is so good. This is a red blend for anyone who cares. All right. So, how do you find, and a lot of people say, how do you know what you work? And this is what ultimately I had been doing with people that I work with in the past on one-on-one. This is ultimately what I always end up doing the sessions on, is your own personal power and how you gain that power, how you retain your own power, how to restructure your own self, your own conscious mind, and how to reprogram your subconscious mind, not through your conscious reprogramming, but through the superconscious, meaning allowing that spirit to operate your vehicle, but not in the form of possession, like so much of this spiritual teachings of dead light, as I used to call it. I used to say it was a dead light, because that's what it is. When you truly operate on that living energy of superconscious mind, and you know that that's the river of life, and it floats through you, that's your kingdom within from the Bible or whatever. There's many different metaphors and all this stuff, and I don't ever discard anything, as you guys may know. So I look at everything in 360 degrees, but you always have to look from your own perspective, because you are the observer in this universe. This is your universe. When you really truly look at it, it is. Greece. All right. Greece. Oh my God, I love Greece. I would love to go there someday. It's one of my dreams to go to Greece. It's a beautiful place. I am sure I'll end up there someday visiting. So thank you for being here all the way from there. What a nice treat. So anyway, so what's the dynamic? Okay. So let's look at what I've been talking about. And I've been kind of, that person that been talking about Mockingbird and talking about the illusionist in alternative media and all of that stuff, and who needs a megaphone right now. Apparently, what that guy, David Steele, the supposedly ex-CIA, ex-Club Idiots Assembly, but there's no ex. There's just Club Idiots Assembly. And then whatever they mock about. But the thing is, he's in hot waters right now. But anyway, I find it so funny right now, because I would give him right now a megaphone, a free megaphone, and if I had one, because I so want him to scream what he screams right now, you guys. Oh my gosh. But what they're screaming is they're trying to protect themselves. Because for me, you guys, those of you that know me from September of 2014, this is when I first came onto the scene, and how all that connects back as a boomerang. Guess to who? Those of you and those of you here that watching, trying to figure out what it is that I'm doing and who am I investigating next, and who is one of you going to be in the hot waters next, whose names am I going to be calling in this journal, right, you guys? Or looking for cats. Okay, so the cats is, for me personally, because this is what the thing, my spiritual work for what I could contribute to the collective human consciousness started then. That was what I already came in. I didn't came into that scene. That's the cat out of the bag. I don't know. It's been out of the bag for a while now. I've crossed the red line with them when I needed to cross. And I have the dates. It's all recorded and it's all here, even on this channel. So I've crossed that red line of some people going, uh-oh, Lily's here not to play alone, but she's actually investigating, truly investigating. But my work, my shamanic work, started when I recognized that my own dynamic quality that I had, that my own unique making, my own unique life, my own unique ancestral lines, all of that made perfect sense to what it is that I am here to do on that, you can say, spiritual level. But what it is the contribution of your own work and your own purity. As long as you can purify your own self to the degree that you can operate at that human being through the source of your own mind being connected to the source of all creations, that you are the observer. This is your universe. You are a creator being. Because what is happening is, and it's like I said, the reason even I came into alternative media, right, is because of what they were doing. Okay, I followed the trail of this spiritual abuse that was taking place, and it was taking root in all the spiritual communities. And what it was doing, I needed to see it, and I had to be there present to observe it all. And so for me, I went on my investigation journey. It's not like I didn't know already what they were doing, because this is what happened. I already recognized that what they were doing was not a truth movement. It was a cover up for the truth. And all of their things that they were doing, it was just cover up, cover up, cover up, cover up. But what are they covering? And never anybody, it never goes anywhere. It seems like never gets anywhere. And then even and so how they operate, it's a communist collectivism, slave mentality. It's either this or that. This is a good flower of life, like I said last time, and this is bad flower of life. There's nothing else. And they're going to stare at those two same basically things that don't mean anything. But this is the power of belief, okay, that I was talking about in 2014, that's the first stage, is to purify yourself. Is you got to clean all that belief system, because that's your shit that is just stinking up your own aura, all those belief systems. And I've been talking about it for 5 years now, right? All right. So my own work, how I did it, it's none of anybody's business. I am sure a few of those people are scratching their heads right now, and they're not sure what happened. But it's not going to be the first time that they didn't know what happened to them. So anyway, so bring back to the megaphone, and the club idiots right now, and those organizations that are out there claiming, as I said before, claiming to be for humanity's benefit, while underneath they're doing something else. And it's just starting to coming up. And it came up just right now about Sasha Stone, right? That whole organization that he is leading is actually the opposite what it claims to be. And like I said, because club idiots, they don't do investigations. They only do cover-ups. So that whole court thing is a cover-up for their crimes that somebody else is doing, because that's the job. And like in my previous journals, those of you guys that watch my journals, I've talked about Sasha Stone, and I did let that cat out of the bag weeks ago. And now this is what's happening. So these people with these organizations, right, and all of that, they're caught between rock and a hard place, right? The gatekeepers are caught between, because, well, they're always work in which way? The people would come, the victims would come, and they would always hit a dead end. The victims either themselves will end up dead, right? Or, they hit a dead end. And that was always working. And that's the only way they know how to operate. Okay. So when you understand how they operate, you can go in there in full awareness what's going on. So let me ask you guys. Shortly after that, so this is the guy they were supposedly a court for protecting children. Imagine that. But what they're actually doing is procuring children. So when somebody recently posted on Twitter that, we have proved that these people are all Club Idiots Assembly and how they are connected and they're all even related. They're Bethel people. The Bethel. So what happens? Who gets the megaphone? And they always do that. One threatens. They play good cop, bad cop. One threatens the victim that's speaking up the truth about what happened to them. So they operate, except this is what I was saying, they're going to have to operate now in the open. That's the boomerang. That's the boomerang. So guess who jumps in with threats? Robert Steele jumps in with threats immediately. Oh, you talking about him doing all this stupid club activities? Oh, we have attorneys, and they all they can do is threaten you with attorneys. They have nothing else. That's all power they have right there and there. They'll tell you that besides court, they've got nothing. Besides running to court to their bought out court, that's all they can do. And all they can sue you for is the money, nothing else. And guess what? I've been threatened to be sued so many times. Whoops, nobody's here yet. Why not? Why not? Oh, because there's just empty threats. So he jumps in, threatens immediately. So Bethel doesn't understand that nothing, you can erase that. It's out. You threaten people for having evidence. This is what he's threatening. That individual, and if you guys want to go look, said that they have evidence. so smart, Spethel, Robert Spethel. Or David, or whatever, Steele, whatever it is. Club Idiots Assembly. Okay. Okay. So what he does, he threatens people for having evidence. They can't do this kind of math when they're out in the open because they can't operate out in the open. They don't have a 360-degree view like a shaman does, like a true shaman does. They don't have it. And that's why they cannot do investigations, because they can only do what they're told. So he jumps in with threats. Names few people, gives an example of few people that they have put in place, names his assets, meaning he's scared, he's panicking, so he's backing himself up. Okay? And Goodman was on that list that I just talked about last time, right? Or the time before, you guys. So they're blind, right? So he hooks him, so he's got backup, but the good guy comes in, totally, I am here to support this. I'm going to be watching you all this unfold. Somebody has to do something about it. Guess who that good person was? Oh, it's our special Randy Morgan. Our Randy moron. Our special Randy moron that's covering for children porn sites is gonna make sure that the evidence of this kind of activities stop. Nice one, Randy. Nice one. Nice one, right? How does Randy connects, you guys? Randy Morgan. What red line, you guys? I'll tell you my red line. For those of you that know what happened, I had him on my shows. We talked about a lot of different things. We were besties for a while until I crossed the red line. What was that red line? It was in March of 2016. And I presented the evidence about what was happening in Ukraine and what was happening with children. And I surprised them, which connects to Sasha Stone, because Lisa Harrison is nothing but a server bitch of that stupido club. There's nothing more disgusting than knowing what she's truly about and to sit there and to listen to their crap, what they're covering. And I tech, I shit, I bullshit, and I'm divine retard idiot, and all of that stuff. And they're so special, so special, covering for atrocities that happening to children. My red line was what? 30,000 children a month from Ukraine and Russia. What did they do with that? This is when they begin their smear campaign. Randy Morgan's, Lisa Harrison, and all of that rest of that scum club. You know what that red line show is all about? I have it on my channel. Go see what I said and why it is that he right now claims that he's going to make sure that things are seen through. Did you see that through, Randy Morgans? Did you see that through when I told you about 30,000 children a month from Russia and Ukraine in 2016? Oh, you went on a campaign to discredit my name, you scum. And now you're going to see it through. Because that's exactly what they do. They're just going to cover it again. I gave you the evidence. So what did you do? Oh, you tried to shit on me everything you could. But the thing, and they digged, you guys, they digged on me into everything. They ghosted my computers. They ghosted my life. They tried to create hell here for me with all this technology and everything. But Randy will never tell you why. But you know what, Randy? You're too special to understand the kind of trouble you're in. So you think you're going to go on Twitter and tell somebody that, oh, you've got evidence. I am your good guy. This is exactly what he did to me. I'm the good guy. Give me the evidence. And that won't happen. Oh, Lily's AI. And the doodles over here are now going to ascend us. That's all they can do. Babble. Or the doodles over here, that's alchemy. Really? No, you're right. Say those people, if a cat's out of the bag, the things that they protect, I am telling you, these people, the scum, what they protect for paychecks. And he tried to destroy me. And now all of this is coming out. And they're going to jump on this train again, like they did with me. I allowed them to do that on purpose. You guys, you know, Shane the Ruiner pretty much copied what I said word for word and put it into his blog. What did I do? Hey, Shane. I guess the cat's out of the bag too. So I let him do that. Why? Because that's all they know how to do, you guys. Okay? I'm letting you in a little bit on the insides, how easy it is to just step in and you just see what's going on. I step immediately. I mean, I was talking, remember Christine Anderson? Remember her? Oh, she was good. And the way they operate, she's always recording everybody. So they always have to have dirt. She's the one who kept the dirt on everybody. Alfred Weber, she's got a lot of dirt on you. So you better behave with her. That's the kind of, that's the kind of level of operations these people operate on. You better behave, Alfred. I've got that when when you were, I don't know, there was some kind of, he was screaming, I am the judge. I am the judge, Lily. I'm like, okay, Alfred, you're the judge with your blood money. That's all you care about. And she is recording everything. So they want to have dirt. So she's got dirt on everybody. She's good at that, right? Very good at that. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I'm Christina. I'm gonna cry. Let's cry. But in the meantime, collecting dirt on everybody. And they pretend they're all friends. And then, they play their roles and all of that stuff. But in the end, and then you come in and you accept a friend. Oh, Lily, we love you. And the show after show with Lisa Harrison and Danny. And Danny is just like, she's just so clueless. That girl was so clueless what was going on. She was just going with whatever. She was so easy to like, oh my God. And so they're just thinking they're all good, iTech, Lilu, Ascension, everybody's buying in. Hey, money flowing in. We're good. Right, Lisa? And then, whoops, I dare to come on and say, there's up to 30,000 children that are being used for this, this, and this, and this, and that's just from Ukraine and Russia alone. Ha! Never got a call again for another show, did I? That was the last show. That was the last talk. But as long as I was giving them something to copy, something to talk about, something to explain, I teach them subject. Oh, they were all ears. Right? And Shaman just didn't even bother to change many words, just almost word for word. And it flowed beautifully, right? Why did I do that, guys? Because I am a true truth seeker and truth speaker, because this is my dynamic quality. I can see it. And like I told you guys before, my gift is I can see that energy, and I can see if this is a parasite trying to pretend to be. And I sense it. I can sense it with my bones. I can sense a narc with my, it's just not gonna work, but they keep trying and trying, and they never give you the real truth. And some people say, oh, Lily, David Icke had given us so much truth and all of that. But recently, what is David Icke? It's been literally, when you truly look at it, he's been selling fear. And what is alchemy is all about? Can you go through alchemy in this reality through fear? No. So, divine bullshit again from David Icke. They take something real and they steal it and they put something nasty behind it. That's how they operate. That's the kind of scum these people are. That's how they operate. And so, because I have the vision to see them, to hear them, to know them, to know their steps, their moves, their patterns, and all of that stuff. So they think they're going to hide. So this is why I give you one example of how they triangulate their victims or those that speak the real truth. So here's I give you with David Steele, Club Idiots Assembly, and Randy Morgan's playing those roles. Those are the Club Idiots assets. And so now both of you, sue me, please, sue me, please, por favor, por favor, please, por favor, sue me, por favor. Let's do this. Let's do this, friendy. We're neighbors, you know. Let's do it. Why not? And let's do it in public. They can't operate on anything else, John, but fear. And this is what I'm saying. As for you, as a shaman, what I talk about is that dynamic quality of a shaman is the truth, because it's like I talked in the last conversation about the shamanic work. And as a shaman, you got to be fearless. You can't be afraid of any world or any part of creation, no matter darkness. You just you own it. That's there. You confident in who you are. What they don't have. And if you, I mean, the thing is, if you want to start basically learning about, I call them, I know, I have a little bit, you know, my dad was also a comedian, so he always would do this voices thing. I don't know why, but it's always the same for everybody. It's just the same with me. It's funny. But I always like special. They're all special, you know. But yeah, this is their specialty, and they're special in a way to where they have this deadlight strand of DNA that is technological, and so it can advance in the organic world. And so they're basically going to go space dust. But nobody's, you know, nobody's saying that, well, whatever he gave information, it was bad, that it was all lies. They can't do that. They got to give you some lies. They got to hook you in. So, you know, they got to put a living, worm on that hook to catch a fish. You know, it's the nature of the predator. Okay? Because it's a predator. It's a psychological predator, okay? So it's basically feeds that entity. That entity feeds only on the negative emotions. They will feed on the positive emotions too, but they will feed on positive emotions if they're projected towards them. But if you, let's say, just enjoying a glass of wine and laughing how special they are, they're not going to receive this this comes a poison to them. Then if you are experiencing your own joy, that becomes a poison to them, because that's something they cannot, like I said, they cannot feed on living energy. They need it to be fragmented. That's why they do all these things that they do, because they need to fragment. It's like their babies, and their food needs to be chewed up. They can't take an apple and just eat it themselves, because that's the nature of the predator, and that's her, because it's psychological. So that's why, and many of you, and especially shamans, you will have that experience with the narcissistic individual. It's going to be either one of your parents or one of your, whatever, but you will have that experience because you need it. You need it. Trust me. It is horrific, but you need it. To be a shaman, you need that experience, because many, many people are experiencing that. And so for us, when you really think at that, once you guys, and this is why I always talk about the reason I'm still here and still doing this, because I know I know that we're moving forward, and I'm reporting on this. And then, 2 years, 3 years later, we're talking about these things in a more, in a whole different way. It's almost like we have changed quite a bit. We grew already, in our awareness of what's going on. And it's so much, it seems like it's not that it was never happening. It was happening all the time for thousands of years. They've been running this spirituality on, on something that they gain through torturing people and all of that stuff. And this is how they've programmed humanity through all of those symbols and everything. They've hijacked, like I said, subconscious mind. And that's how they operate. So these people can only operate through projecting on the subconscious symbols. That's why they're so holding on to those symbols. They've got nothing else. That's all they've got is that dead symbol. That's all they've got left, because space dust, that's all they got left is the dead symbols. They don't have the living energy flowing, so they cannot operate on their living, in the now moment creating. So what are they doing in their mystery schools and occult schools? Oh, studying old dead teachings. Congratulations, you're occultist. Special too. Very special. They're gonna figure out what that symbol means, that someone drew 10,000 years ago. They're gonna focus all of their life. That's where all the power. That's slave mentality. Total slaves. Can't see anything else. Just what they're told, right? And that's it. It's they're entrapped in that grid, in that fragmented grid, because that's the belief systems, that's all that stuff. But it's inside job. It takes your own spirit to ignite your spirit, and then you start breaking all that down. And this is what I was talking in my sessions, right? We talk about how to reorganize your reality or your creation bubble or all of your relationships that are in your life with other people, to where you eliminate the narcissistic behavior from all of your relationships. Because that behavior doesn't just go into psychology, it goes into spiritual world, because this is the nature of the spiritual predator. Right? So we're going into the nature of the predator here. And so the predator can only operate through overloading a subconscious mind to where it breaks. So, but basically, do you understand what I'm saying? But when you, and so that's why all of this, the protection techniques and all of that, when you a true shaman, those are all parasitic, predatory energy. It's just there. But because the humanity is through subconscious, it's just they're put to sleep. That's why we talk about this as awakening, as a true awakening. So because humanity is got to wake up, you wake up to yourself. Oh my gosh, I am a human being. This is my reality. So when I can perceive this, and this, I can change this. Okay. Because I have power. But all of their power lies in tricking human beings into giving them their power. So they're always trying to insert themselves, because that's the only way they can survive in the true living light reality and be experiencing any of it. This is what I call possession in the past. And so these people are literally possessed by these Babylonian discarnate spirits, because what happened in Babylon is happened, this technology exploded and then their souls exploded into dust, imploded or something like that. I don't remember how it exactly, because it was like on an atomic level. It was beyond that. It was like, I don't know, it's very technology that I don't have words for. So but that was the thing. And so the thing is, and it's just it became part of the genetic code here. So I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. And so that's your that's the predators that operate. And so that's the guardians. That's the demonic guardians that operate on this energy. But see, the thing is, they've convinced people that, that they hold the power, but really a true awakened human being. And that's why I say the power of a shaman. And when you know the quality of your true self, of your true creator God within, when you know the quality, you have the confidence. And no matter how big or how small, and your life and your world, your shamanic world, have nothing to do with approval or disapproval of external world. Because your approval or disapproval, you can only measure that. No one else can. And that's your unique signature of who you are. That's your unique individual signature as a creator being, because you make the choices. That's what whole free will is all about. That's what it's all about. So you guys, this is just, and so this power that you hold. So like, even when I told you a little bit, like, and I'm giving you example, like, of all these things that I've seen, it's because this was something that I went in and I wanted to know for myself. I've experienced myself. So with a lot of these people, and I've talked and I've talked on their shows about revelations and all of that stuff. They were clueless. They had no idea what I sometimes talked about. They pretended they did, because that's what they always do. When you're talking to talking heads, hey, you can talk about whatever you want. So I did. So I guess cat's out of the bag here. To the truth, and the reason for that, and I said, I never worked for anybody. I worked for Earth. I worked for that fifth element, which is ether. And ether is everywhere. And so am I. And so I am that ether, because I align myself to that. And that's the quality that ignites then your gift that you have. And then you align that through your conscious mind, and your gift and blooms. And in time, because if you know law of nature, as each shaman knows, that only illusion can manifest. But when you know how true living energy manifests, there's time for harvest, there's time for seeding, and there's time for watering your work, and there's all of that. And you've got a lot of work, and it's your garden. Your shamanic work is your garden. And like I said, whatever you do for the collective, look at it as that garden that Native Americans were talking about. We're going to leave beautiful behind us, meaning whatever it is that you contribute in this to collective humanity, that's your gift blooming. And then you watch the gift, the fruits that it will bear. And you will recognize your own fruits. And that's the beauty of this work, because you'll see your work bloom. You'll see your garden bear fruits and vegetables and all of that stuff. So it's always beautiful. So your work for yourself, it's always beautiful, because you're the one who's learning, who is going through change and learning all this stuff about yourself. So all right, you guys, I'm gonna have to go. So here's to happy weekend to everybody. Enjoy your work, have a lot of fun, and always experience your joy. And stay wild. Don't forget to stay wild, everybody. Love you, everyone. Bye.